Hi guys, it's Amy with Things to Plan, and I am here with one of my favorite videos every month, my monthly flip through. So this video will be for February 2023. I am going to be flipping through 5 sections in my massive Franken planner slash transformer planner. It will be my work section, my personal section with 4 sections in my personal section, then Sophia's memory book, Rose's memory book, and my home section. Now it'll mostly be the personal section just because I have multiple sections in there, and then I'll just kind of flip through the others, especially the 2 memory books, just to be able to show you like kind of like in progress what I'm still working on. But I do plan to for all of these, minus my home binder for my work, personal, Sophia's memory book, and Rose's memory book, I'll do a full year flip through at some point for 2023. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, just to dive right in, I have this set up on a transformer planner. So it has like 5 sets of covers. They're exactly the same sets of covers, but I put this label that I had made in a previous video on here just to kind of designate what each divider is for. And so then I have the 5 sets of covers. Then I put it on metal expander discs. And even with that, you can see it's kind of chunky. So it's time to kind of move out some of these things. I'll do that after this video is recorded, so that way it can be a little bit slimmer. But we're going to go ahead and do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to open it up so it's just a little bit easier to flip. So I'm going to start here with the work section. And so in my work section, I do use a classic vertical planner. I do have all of the initial pages in here. What I've started to do is use this page to track like job applications that I'm sending. And then here I am listing basically all the emails that I send. So I have like teaching related emails, advising related emails, and then administrative related emails. So like I have like these groups of 3, and I'll just mark those here. And so it's just kind of been fun to see how many emails I send. I'm not a huge email sender, as you can see here. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of fun to do something a little bit different with these pages since I don't really use it for anything. And then here, this is what was supposed to be the January 2022 page, but I did cover that up, and then I just decided to use this as an overview of the entire year. And so starting January 2023, and just kind of like tracking some of the major things that I've been doing at work. And so I've just really listed one thing so far, that's being on the QEP committee, and then I put my spring schedule. I'll eventually put my summer schedule and then my fall schedule here. So that's the goal for this page. I just, since it's attached to the perpetual calendar, I didn't want it to be just only like July or only January. So that's there. And then of course January has been moved out and put into my separate planner, my archive for work for the full year flip through. So we're going to start here with February. And so on the monthly, I did decorate it this month. And so it's super cute. I really actually love it. I should decorate more often. But I just track my work hours. And then for February, it was kind of a weird month, and I have all these sticky notes everywhere, but it was a weird month in that, like, I wasn't really using this planner too much, mostly because, especially at the beginning, like, my Franken planner was so giant that I was basically using sticky notes, and so I have these sticky notes that I just left on here, but these are basically the notes that I took at work, and then I did eventually transfer them to the planner itself, but I decided to leave the sticky note in there as well. And I work a Monday through Thursday schedule, so usually my weekends are completely empty, and again, I've already mentioned, like, the sticky notes. So I did leave the sticky notes in here, but then I eventually just transferred them over. This one I did not transfer over as much, as you can see, but those sticky notes are there. And I did try to decorate these pages, so that's why I'm lifting all these sticky notes up. But I did try to decorate them. This one I did as a Valentine's Day. So cute. Like, I love that. And again, took notes. Basically this month I was not using my work planner as I should have. So like it's basically all on sticky notes for like the first 3 weeks. And then the last week I think is the only week, take this out, that I did not, let me take that out too, that I did not use the sticky notes. I went ahead and wrote in here. And I didn't actually work this week, and that's probably why I didn't need to use a sticky note. We were off for like the break, and then I basically only worked Wednesday and Thursday of that week. So a 2-day week means there's really not that much happening. It's mostly just checking emails and getting caught up, right? And so that's the end of it. I haven't yet decorated this page, but I'm going to stick all of this in here so I can remember that this is kind of where I need to end. And once I finish this page, what I put on here is basically the end of year, it's not end of year, end of month reflection. And so it will be like at the end of February, moving into March, what are some of the big things that happened in February, and just like my thoughts about the month and that kind of thing. And so I'll do that separately. And then once I finish with that, I basically will take all of February out and archive it. And March is already in here, as you can see. So that was my work section. I do have one section in the back here that is like just a random July divider. I haven't even covered it, but basically I put like any extra work notes in here, and I don't have any for this month. And normally I don't flip through that section anyway, just because normally that's where I put like all my student names and things like that. So for privacy reasons, I don't actually flip through that section generally, but this month it was completely empty. All right, so this is my personal section, and I have in here 4 subsections, and I will flip through the sections here. And I'm also realizing I don't have my big daily planner, so I'll need to go grab that. But the first divider, or sorry, like tab right here is going to be my weekly tab. I know you can barely see it, but it's weekly. And so here I use an outdated dashboard layout. This is actually the back of January, so this is actually where it starts, is the beginning of February. And so it's pen to paper, as you can see here. Here, I ran out of room here, and so I just put it on a little random like sheet that I cut down to micro size. But I just put all the things here, of course, all my to-dos. And then here I use for social media. Here I use for like any budget related stuff for the house. And then I have a little habit tracker here for like social media type stuff. And then on this side I use for chores. And then of course I have all of my events. And then I put, of course, like big notes. Like this week I was sick, you can see. And that's pretty much it. And so again, it's outdated dashboard layout pages. So this is the very last week here. I'm having to skip time in case you're like getting a little bit like, what's happening with this? Because I'm removing stuff that shouldn't really be in here. But like, this is the last week. So here we are right here. And so then we're gonna just continue using this. I have March set up in here, and I actually, in fact, put in April as well. All right, and so the divider goes in here. All right, and so that's all there. So then my next section is my daily section. And this section, I just have the like divider or like the tab for it, but I don't have any classic size pages. I'm actually still using my big size, like my tool letter size pages. And so I have a separate planner where that's set up just because, you know, it's going to be awkward sitting in here. And so I have it here. Let me get it in frame so you can see everything. Let me zoom out a little bit actually. Okay, so we're gonna flip through February. I did go ahead and put dividers in here just to kind of mark it out. But one of the things that I do, I try to do this every month, but like I just print out like basically my like digital task list. I use Remember the Milk for that, and so I just print out the task list so that way I can have a running track every month of like kind of where we are, and just, you know, so I don't forget any tasks. It's just a nice like monthly reminder for me to do that, and I already have it on my to-do list to do it for today. So then in February I decided to basically only do daily pages for what my weekend is, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And so this is February the 3rd. I think this is really cute. Of course, I just track big events here, and, you know, just kind of like journal about the day. So it's not necessarily like plans that I have in place, but it's just kind of talking about what I did at that time frame. And of course, task lists. These are big priorities. And so that's pretty much it. I did try to decorate all of these pages, which I think is super duper cute, right? And so that was the 3rd through the 6th, which is like the first set of like, I guess, like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th is Friday through Monday, right? And then the next weekend was kind of like me recovering from being sick, and I got sick basically like this weekend, but I went ahead and finished out the weekend, and then that week I was just feeling sick, and so I wrote on like these, because like basically like there's a micro and a post-it note, and so I did that. And then the next weekend, the 12th, the weekend of the 12th was my anniversary. And so like, here's a card from my husband. I won't actually open it, but I like went ahead and punched it. One of the things that I did was kind of like offset the envelope, like this tab. So instead of putting it all the way down, like it would kind of go all the way down here if I folded it correctly. What I did instead was like kind of like left a little bit of space so that way I wouldn't punch into the card and had more room for the card to kind of sit in here. So I did that so I could keep the envelope and the card in here, right? And so that was pretty much the weekend, and you know, I was mostly sick, so I didn't do any pages for that week at all. And so then this is the 3rd weekend of February. I felt a little bit better, so I went ahead and did some pages here. Super duper cute. Of course, birthday celebration page. I love this page, so cute. Right, and then this is the Monday, the 20th. This is the week that we were on break, and so because we were on break, I went ahead and made a page for Tuesday as well. And this is a note from my friend who sent me some happy mail. It was so appreciated. I love that. That's the 20th is when I opened it, so like I stuck that in there as well. All right, and so then here we were like on break, like I said, and so I was off this day. So I decided to go ahead and make a page for the 21st, the Tuesday of February. And so that was the page for that. And then because the back, of course, was not being used, I decided to use this page for the very next, like, basically this is Friday, the 24th. And I did a random collage of like travel stickers. I decided this weekend, the 24th, to start organizing my sticker collection. It was since I started organizing, and I went ahead and posted a video, an update video on my sticker collection. So that's like, I think the very last video that I posted on this channel. But I decided to use some of the random travel stickers just because I saw them. My husband was traveling and actually coming back this day, the 24th. So I just decided to like put all these stickers there. And then because I was using up all this space for the to-do list, I had to have a to-do list somewhere, right? And then the rest of the weekend, I basically did not do any daily pages. I'm starting to feel a little bit sick again, so that's mostly the reason why. But I started to basically put everything on these like random sheets. And so first of all, I was organizing stickers. So I put this in here as like just a reminder to myself that I was organizing stickers. These stickers do not stick well. I was trying to transfer them to my sticker book, my DIY sticker book, but they kept falling off. So my guess is like the adhesive, it no longer works for these because they're so old. So anyway, I just saved these two sets of stickers just as a reminder that I was organizing stickers, right? And then this is a bookmark that Sophia basically colored and left for me on my pillow. It was so sweet. She like left it like a little mint on my pillow. It was so cute. All right, and then here's the like actual like the 25th, which is Saturday. I just wrote it on a random like sheet of paper here, right, just like that. And then this was for Sunday, the 26th, just like a random post-it note. And then again, Sophia made me a cute little card in church. It says mom. She says that's supposed to say mom. I'm like, I can definitely see that it says mom, right? So that was the 26th, right? And then Monday, the 27th, let me actually get this all back in here. Okay, and so then Monday the 27th, because I didn't use like the front sheet, I didn't want to like open up another or like start another sheet. So like this is something I picked up at church, putting together like you can see here blessing bags for like the homeless. So this was from the 26th. And so because of that, and there's like some notes here, but because of that, I didn't want to actually start a page for the 27th. I thought I actually had some notes here, but what I ended up doing, and I'll show this to you in my weekly, is on the 27th, let me go back here. I just put a note to myself that I didn't actually make a daily page. So yeah, that was my daily section. The personal section is going to be the longest section. So like you guys just bear with me if you're like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be like a 40-hour video. It's not going to be quite that long. So that was my second section, again, my daily page. And I've just been keeping it separately just because it's like a big and it just makes more sense that way. So this third section is going to be my food log. And I only use the monthly pages, all right? So, sorry, the weekly pages. So, and they're going to be random, outdated, like wellness or fitness layout pages. And so here's the first week right here. I do use it as food log. So I just basically track all my food like chronologically down the list, right? And I don't even bother taping the pages together, but they should be taped down. But this is the second week. Here's the third week. And again, I just basically track all my food. I did decide to kind of like put my drinks over here just because I did try to like track that, and it's good to see it. And then here for the 23rd, I like covered up this section so I couldn't write there. And so I used like these just random like post-it notes. And then I got this, like Sophia wanted to go to Walmart. It was like totally random. She just like, I want to go to Walmart. So we went to Walmart and I took Sophia and her cousin, my niece, and her cousin, my niece, decided to buy like a Roblox like toy, and that was one of the things in there, and I thought that was cute, and I thought it was like very, to me, kind of foodie, like she's like drooling because she's seen some food. That's how I interpreted it. I don't play Roblox, so I have no idea. But anyway, these are all the things that I did to kind of fill in this space, and then I just picked it up right from that. So there's a little note you can see right here that says micros, right? So that is that week. And then here are all my random notes. And this is this week. I did a spread in honor of the 1-year anniversary of the Russia-Ukraine war. But then we just kind of like stopped here. I actually didn't even put my food for yesterday, but I'll put that in there. And then we'll just continue using this week basically. And these pocket folders, by the way, I made in a previous video, like actually a pretty recent video, but I do use these still. And of course it keeps like all my like functional little pieces like these stickers and like just random things that I kind of want to use on the pages. So I love being able to have like these pocket folders. They're just kind of in the way though when I do flip throughs. All right, and then I do have the rest of the pages in here set up for that. Again, I set that up in my March video. All right, and then the last section in my personal section, so again, weekly, daily, the food log, and then the sports section is my faith section. Again, just random like dividers and stuff. And in this section, I don't actually have a planner. It's mostly like journaling pages. And so what I've been doing is reading through 4 different Bible plans, or like listening to several Bible plans. One of which is the one that I journal about the most, and that's the Catholic Catechism in a Year. It's a podcast on the Hallow, HALLOW app, and it's just been interesting. I don't identify as Catholic anymore, but I was raised Catholic. And so just being able to like kind of hear about like, I guess like the tenets of the Catholic Church, and really understanding my family, it's just been something interesting to do. And it actually helps me to kind of clarify my own faith. Like there are certain things that I don't necessarily agree with. And so it's good for me to kind of see how a church, like one church presents it, so I can kind of like understand how I see it myself, right? So that's there. And so again, I've been journaling about that. So this is, I actually tried to be a little bit creative here, and I was coloring while I was listening to it, and I wrote out a couple of things. And then here was like something that the podcast referenced, so I printed it out and put that in here, right? And then like taking more notes related to that. And then this was a printout. I'm actually working on putting together like a journal for that, and so had some notes related to that. But then like here, I'll have to like blur out some of this. But this is our bulletin from a church, so I put that in here. We're actually doing a study on like biblical salvation, which I think like to me there's some convergence here. Like God's trying to send me some kind of message, but like there's some convergence on like just kind of understanding what biblical salvation is. So that is there. And again, I'll have to blur out some of that. And then on the back of this, one of the things that we've been doing, and again, this is where I'm thinking like there's something about God's hand kind of playing out. But starting a couple of months ago, the pastor of our church decided to kind of put in like the Baptist catechism, or like a Baptist catechism that was written by C.H. Spurgeon. And so we're just reading through the questions and the answers related to it. And we're on like, you could hear at least number 4 and number 5, right? And again, I'll have to blur out some of this. But that is that, right? So again, we're studying biblical salvation. So here are the notes related to that for at least this day, the 19th. Right, and then random stickers. All right, and then one of the things that I was doing was, because I was sick and I just wasn't feeling good for basically most of February, I had to catch up on listening through like all of my Bible plans, and so that's this stuff. Right, and I did decide to like print out this. This is from like years and years ago, and I don't know if I can even find it anymore, but it was like a chapter, like the books at a glance, and so I put all of that in here. And, did read through it as like a summary, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good summary of like what I actually read through. But like I put like little notes to myself here on sticky notes, right? So I have made it through at this point the first 4 books for sure of the Old Testament. So I'm almost done with the tour. Like we will make it, right? And so that's there. Like I'm wrapping up right now Deuteronomy and in like 2 of my reading plans, right? So that is that, right? And then this is the very last page that I took kind of like freehand, although like basically, it was, like kind of leading into Lent. But then I decided to start a Lent journal, right? And so I did explain this in a previous video about like in more detail about like how I set it up and things like that. So I'll just do the flip through at this point. Here's the 3rd day. So I put some coloring in here. This is the 4th day. I added some stickers and like scrapbook paper, super cute, right? And then I went straight back to like pen and paper. All right, and then this is the last like Sunday, and that's here. And then like I opened it up with the 2nd week. So this is like the weekly page for that, and I'll put this back in here. And then this is where we finish off. So this is the 27th and then 28th, right? And so I did put some like things right here. And again, like these are stickers, and I put the stickers kind of going that way, backwards, so that way I can kind of track it. So that's where we are. And right, and then I still have like all the rest of this ready for the rest of Lent, so that'll finish me basically through March and some of April, really. Right, so that was those were the 4 subsections of my personal planner. Again, like weekly, daily, food log, and faith. So again, that's the longest flip through. The rest of this I'm just really going to quickly flip through just so you can kind of see where I am in terms of progress. Sophia's memory book, here I put a picture a day. I did actually print out the rest of the pictures for January. I just haven't put them in there, but I'll probably update that today and go ahead and get January out of here. What I do for all my planners is if there's something that's active, like I'm still working on it, I'm still updating it, I'm still like putting things in it, then I'll keep it in here. And then once it's done and there's no like actual tasks related to it that I need to like keep the pages in my Franken planner, my active planner, then I'll move it out and move it into its separate archive. So basically into a separate planner. But so these pages are here because I need to update this, right? And then here, this page is in here because I need to update this back page with some things that she's, you know, like added or subtracted stickers for. So this is basically her rewards list. So that is there, right? And then of course, I'm a little bit behind with printing out photos. So like that's not done at all. And then this is kind of where I left off. Like I have these boxes and like I wanted to be able to like go in and add some more photos and things like that. So that's kind of there. And then I have notes to myself for things I want to do, but I do try to let her decorate. And then some weeks she doesn't want to decorate, so I decorate using like pressed florals or like really similar stickers to pressed florals, so that way I can kind of know that those are the pages I decorated. And then I just stopped at that point. I haven't decorated anything beyond this. All right, and so the rest of February is in here, and then the rest of March, and none of March is decorated at all. It's not even like updated, but that's all in there for me to work on. The second part of Sophia's memory book is her question and answer journal. And what I do here is like print out these prompts, and I found them on Google. I can no longer find them, so I have people ask me like, can you send me the questions? I can't find them anymore, but I did print them out at some point, like 3 or 4 years ago. And then every day I try to like every day ask her the question for February 2nd or February 3rd, you know, and just down the list. And then for 2023 I'm over here. And you can see here, like for February, I did ask her the questions, but I have not like even written them in here. But once I write them in here, then I can pull these pages out. And then of course I have March in here too. And for March, I have not even printed the prompts. So I definitely need to do that for March. I need to update. All right, so that's Sophia's memory book. And again, like for all of these planners, the planner related stuff, I will do a full flip through at the end of the year. Rose's memory book, I will just say I'm like so behind on here. So she is using like a classic vertical. Sophia was using a horizontal, but like for Rose, I'm using a classic vertical. And I have a couple of like additional pages here. Like I'm tracking hours that she's being watched by my mom. And then I have like a log here. I'm flipping it through it fairly quickly just because, you know, like I've shown this multiple times, but like this is her baby log, and you can see how far back I am. I'm in January. I track all of these things on like a digital app, by the way. So if you're like, how do you keep track of something from January? It's on an app, and so I just go back and do it. But you can see here I have 0 photos. So I do the same thing for Rose that I do with Sophia, like just print out a photo a day. Haven't done it at all for any of the months. And then here I did this week, and I did this week. I did this week with an extra little note sheet right there. And then I did the week of Christmas with a couple of extra notes here. And that's it, right? So I am that far behind in terms of memory planning. So I have all of January, all of February, and then now all of March in here. And I need to go through and update it. All right, so again, I just leave it in here if it's an active thing. I just want to be able to like do it when I have the time, and I want it to be in here to do that. Okay, and then the last little bit is going to be my home binder. And so this home binder, I actually have a whole set of like home binders that I've made into a discbound system. But here is basically, again, like all the active files, the things that I'm using in the month. And so there's really actually not that much in here. Sorry, I got distracted, like squirrel moment right there. So there's actually not much in here at this moment. I have like a receipts collector. Is an envelope from the Happy Planner that I use just to collect some receipts. And then I have this page, which I'm basically just tracking all my Happy Planner, sorry, not Happy Planner, but planner related stuff. So mostly Happy Planner, but like other planner related stuff as well. And so that just goes on here. And I have several pages for that, but I haven't done that. And then one thing that I do have, and this is kind of like my budget section, is the Budget Mom Savings Challenges. I did January's, but I didn't do February or March. I didn't really find it super interesting to me, but basically the January challenge was to save money every month for Christmas. And so I have that marked here. February was, I don't even remember. March is to find one of your favorite locations and like find the longitude and latitude and then like save that dollar amount. And so there's like a savings challenge. You can like actually search for the Budget Mom challenges Facebook group, and that's where the challenges come from, or you can sign up on thebudgetmom.com for her newsletter, and she posts it as one of the weekly updates is the monthly challenge. So that is there. I might go back in and do them. I just haven't done them yet. And so then I also have here a couple of other pages related to Wild University. I was trying to catch up on my Wild University like majors and minors, and so that's here. I did actually finish it. The only one I didn't finish was this one, the sublimation one. So that's why it's in here, is for me to finish that. Right, and then here's a book goals. This is a free printable from the Budget Mom. I just put it in here. Didn't use it, obviously. And then I did put this in here, but I haven't updated it yet. I really do want to update this. We purchased a new car, and so these are actually old stickers at this point for like a different car. But I want to be able to go ahead and like use the same categories or like things here. It says change oil and filter, rotate tires, replace air filter, and then check car battery. I want to go ahead and replace these stickers, just put like brand new stickers on top and just continue using this for tracking my car. Right, and then behind that is another car note, which is super personal. It's like my insurance card, and I need to like print another insurance card. That's why that note is in there. All right, and so again, like I try to save everything that is like, you know, if I flip to it and I'm just like, oh yeah, I need to update that, that's kind of like I want it to be in here if that kind of comment gets made, right? And so that was a flip through of my entire February Franken planner with some like edits for like privacy reasons. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.